You're listening to KFWB News Talk 980. My name is Les Brown, and I want to thank Magic Maggie for just delivering the news for us. It's just so very special. I need a good Samaritan. Stevie Wonder could read this copy, and I blew it. I need somebody to help me keep my job. Can y'all help a brother out? All right, the number to call and talk to him is 888-539-2980. Say, give him a break. He was in special education. Okay. Whew. All right. Listen, we've been talking about, and I just need a break in my mind. I read the words of David Cash, who cared nothing about that little girl that was killed. They could just walk away. And the guy who killed her because he could. And there are some people who can watch violence and can see things going on involving adults or kids and just walk away. But there's some people who can't, and that's who we're talking to, the Good Samaritans. Want to thank you so much for calling in. Donna, tell us what it is that you witnessed as a teacher. Donna, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Okay, well, let's see. Last Friday, I was leaving work. I work at a school. I'm a teacher. Mm-hmm. And as I was driving away, I noticed about 20 kids, high school kids, standing outside, and they were egging each other on. And there was two that were obviously very upset, and they were getting into this mode of wanting to fight each other. And I just got out of my car, put the emergency signals on it, and I got out and I said, what are you guys thinking? You can't do this. You're not going to be fighting. And I go, you guys get out of here. Go home, or else your parents are going to find out what you're also, egging on these kids. This is not how to take care of our problems. We use our words, and if you can't use your words, then that is a sorry state of affair for all of you. You cannot take care of your problems this way. You are not going to fight. And I told the two that were obviously alone, I said, you two walk up into this office school building right now, and you wait for me in the office. And you get going with your friends. He says, well, we're just going to fight. We're going to find them in the alley. We'll meet you there. I said, no, if you go into the alley, you're going to find Officer Wilson looking around in the alley for you. I said, because I just took a picture of you, and he'll know exactly who you are. I said, you get out of here right now, and I never want to see you around the school again. And so what I did is I did call the police, and I went into the office, and the other two were sitting in there. We didn't want to fight. We didn't want to fight. They were just picking on us, and I said, well, you know what? You did the right thing by coming into the office. Call your parents. They're going to come and pick you up, and that's the end of that. And I did call Officer Wilson, and he did go to the school and find the other boy. And he stopped it. I mean, this is not how we want our kids to...
It's not. Donna, when you think about this and how prevalent it is, it's some offensive, some kind of effort by the schools, not only just the police community, but communities itself and parents got to become involved, because we have a violent culture right now, and we've got to begin to do some things to reverse the kind of psychic disrepair where we see violence as a form of entertainment that we can watch that is creating desensitization every day for human life. And we got to create some kind of movement to begin to offset this, because it's becoming more prevalent and more common every day.
Yes, it is. And it's sad that, our families are deteriorating as a family. And we have to, as parents, stop and think for ourselves, say, what kind of children do I want? What kind of children, human beings do I want in society? Are my children going to be a part of society that is productive and good, or am I going to raise children who are going to be out there and doing the things that get them in jail, or, all just for what?
Right. Well, you know what? Well, we're lucky to have you and your courage of standing up and becoming involved and not driving by and looking the other way. Thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for being who you are.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Right now, I'd like to talk to Mark. Mark, thank you so much. You in Chino Hills, you stopped a bloody fight in college.
Yeah, what happened is I was at a college bar right off campus, University of Buffalo on Main Street, and a fight broke out, and they went outside. Actually, one of them was a buddy of mine, and the guy tackled him, and they went through a plate glass window, and the glass stuck in my buddy's neck, and he's bleeding like crazy, but he's crazy himself. So the guy, we broke it up, and the guy took off running, and we were holding my buddy back, and he told his brother, go get him, so he went chasing after him. Then after we let him go, he went chasing after him, so I went to follow just to make sure they didn't find the guy, because they were going to kill him.
Yes.
So we're running like 5 or 6 blocks down Main Street, and then all of a sudden they take a right on the street, and they go down the street, and I'm about 50 feet behind them, and I run down the street, and I see him just beating on somebody.
Oh my goodness!
And it wasn't even the same guy that fought him. He just thought it was, and he was so fit with rage, so he's beating him on the ground, hitting him with his right hand, hitting him with his left hand. So I run up and grab him on my body lock. I pull him off. By this time, his brother shows up, and he says, "Kill him." So his brother's beating on him.
Right.
So I go to pull his brother off. I'm pulling his brother off, and he goes back on and hitting him.
And it was the wrong guy.
Yeah, and they're going back and forth, and every time I pull one of them out, the other one will go on. And they were beating him so bad, I almost had to leave because I couldn't handle it, But I stayed there, and thank God, another friend who worked at a bar down the street heard the ruckus. He comes running out and said, "Hey, Toby, help me. Stop these guys." So he grabbed one, I grabbed the other one, and the guy just laid there on the ground.
Oh, my. So they couldn't catch the guy they were after, and they just beat an innocent guy.
Well, they thought it was him, but he had nothing to do with it. He was just a guy running down the street, saw a guy chasing after him, come around the corner in rage, and he chased him and followed him and caught him and just started beating on him.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Thank you for who you are and saving a life, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening to the program. Yes, we've got to do something with this. We've got to begin to deal with and address this kind of mindset. Hello, Eddie. Thank you so much for calling in.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great, and so are you.
Thanks.
Yes. Eddie, what is your story?
Years ago, I was at a red light. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I saw an accident in front of me. Some guy ran a red light and hit this lady. It was her and her daughter in the car. I mean, just totaled both cars. And then I'm just sitting there looking at it, and then I saw the guy that actually ran the red light. He jumped out of the car, and then his buddy did too, and they started running down the street.
Yes.
So I thought, well, what should I do? So I kind of chased them half a block in my car. Then I jumped out of my car, and then I chased. I just kept focus on the driver.
Mm-hmm.
So I ran after the driver, tackled them, and then just pretty much held them down till the police came about 5 minutes later.
Oh, man.
And they took them.
Well, listen, thank you so much, and thank you for your courage, and thank you for listening to the program. Listen, we've got to go. Thank you all so much for listening. We're sorry we couldn't get all the calls in. Join us tomorrow from 2 o'clock until 4.